Hey friends. The book written by Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, it is book, which can be read by anyone in the world who want to leave their 9 to 5 o'clock job, who want to become rich, because in our surrounding there are many rich people who seems like to be rich, but they are not. So you will understand in this video how you are far better than them, who shows like a rich, but they are not. Show many successful people suggest to read this book. I have been read a book named Rich Dad, Poor Dad 19 years ago. This is a very famous book. If you have been read it, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, are you talking about? Sorry, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I read this book in 2000 or 2005. So let's go to understand what is the reason given in this book to become rich. Friends, when Robert was 9 years old, then their rich friends for enjoying their weekend, going to their friend's home, which is beside the sea. But they didn't invite Robert as they were poor. This felt Robert too much. Then they went to their home and asked to his daddy, "How can I become rich?" Their father said, "If you want to become rich, you must learn how to make money. For that, you need to use your mind." After listening to them, Robert understand that did not have any answer for their question, that how can anyone become rich? Then Robert and his friend Mike searched a idea to make money. Then they collect old zinc coin, melt it, and make duplicate coin. Then their daddy said, "This is invalid. If you really want to make money, you should ask this question from Mike's father." This is time when Mike's father entered in. Robert. Then they ask same question from their rich daddy. "Can you tell us how can be rich?" From here Robert gets financial knowledge. Then his rich daddy taught him many lessons to become rich in different stage of life. How to manage money, how to make money with money, what are the mistakes why the poor are always. Also they tell that how a poor can become rich. Lesson number 1. Rich people don't work for money. Majority of the people stuck in rat race. They do well their school, college, and after getting a nice job they do marriage. Then they buy a house and a car. Then they invest whole life salary to pay their loans. As they get good offer they again buy expensive things from loan. But they never realize that they work too hard. But any other person taking profit in their hard work. Many people wants to get out of this kind of stuck, but this is too late. Unwantedly from the pressure of their responsibility, society, they repeat this process again and again. That's why they work whole life for money. But rich guys never do that. Lesson number 2. Financial education is very important. Robert says that our schools makes us to become a good servant. Our education system is designed as do good study, take a good degree, and take a good job. But in reality, a job can never make anyone rich, because a jobber knowingly and unknowingly become the part of this rat race. For getting out from this rat race, Robert Rich Daddy told them about assets and liabilities. Assets are who help to put money inside our pocket. Liabilities are who help to put out money inside our pocket. For example, you buy a car and give it for that work from where you are getting money. Then they are called assets. because that's putting money inside your pocket. But if you buy a car from loan and stand out in your home, then they are called liabilities. So if anyone wants to become rich, then they should make a MOT asset. So if anyone wants to become rich, then they should make a MOT asset. And this kind of knowledge never given by our education system. That's why we need to understand about money. Lesson 03. Focus on your work. When I asked from anyone, what do you do? They told me that I am doctor, banker, or teacher. Then I asked from them, are you have your own school, hospital, or a bank? Then they give same answer, and oh, I am doing a job there. Robert say, that means you are a servant there. Then, what are you doing for yourself? Then they answer, nothing. Say many people spend their whole life to make their boss rich. So Robert says that you can do a job for your basic need, but focus on your work also. If you cannot make a big company, it's okay, but make such assets for yourself. Always work for learning, not for money. Robert says his poor dad always take tension for their job. They go office before time and repeat this rat race for long year ago. Early I thought they liked their work most. After while I understand they do work for not get fired, but my rich dad believe everyone should learn new things every day, which can increase ability of thinking and understanding. They always say, poor works for money, but rich works for learning and can create a big business. This is big difference between rich and poor, which create one's poor and other rich. Lesson number 5. Obstacles in becoming rich. Everyone wants to become rich, but in their journey, some obstacles are stopping them. Robert mentioned 5 obstacles which stops the journey of become rich. No one. Fear. Majority of rich people are not happy because they have fear of losing money again. 86. Fear of becoming poor again and getting insult. Because of this fear, they can't grow too much. They seem like to be rich, but they are having more fear from inside. So if anyone want to become rich, then they should have get out from this fear. 2. Obstacles. Doubt. People having doubt before starting a new work and in investing. That is, if my money get lost, then what will happen? For that reason, people can't start a new work. 3. Obstacles. Laziness. Many people lost this big opportunity by saying, I am not read for this work now. By saying this, they lose this opportunity. And then they have to depend on a job, and they never become rich. The biggest obstacles, bad habits. Many poor people don't pay their bill on time, but rich people always pay on time. Rich people first take out money for investing. Then they spend for personal expense. But poor people firstly spend money for personal expense. Then they do not have money for investment. This habit makes rich guy to more richer and poor to more poor. Obstacles 5 is ego. Poor people don't share skill to anyone because they have fear that if anyone learn about the skill, then they can create competition for them. For that reason, they never learn new skill. But rich guy always learn new skill and learn from others and improve their business and become rich. So if you want to become rich, then you should keep aside your ego and should learn new skill. Also, you should share your skill with others. At last, I just want to say that You should, definitely, read this book once in your life, because this book changed your mindset about money. Hope that you will learn a lot from this video. If you feel good after seeing video, please subscribe Dream Story Podcast.